Welcome into another Locked On Insider Report, instant reaction to Thursday night football. This one totally lived up to the billing. Arizona Cardinals, Green Bay Packers. I'm joined by our Locked On NFL insider, Isaiah Stanback. I know you must have enjoyed this as much as every fan watching because just the football in this game was so good and it went right down to the wire. Let's talk a little bit about those last couple minutes in the fourth quarter. Obviously, Green Bay had a touchdown taken off the board, and then Arizona looks like they're about to score in the final seconds, and then not so much, throwing an interception there for Kyler Murray. So, kind of what did you see in those last couple of minutes, Isaiah?
Yeah, first of all, what an amazing game. If there was ever a reason to stay up for Thursday night football, this is it. This is the reason why. Green Bay Packers versus Arizona Cardinals, two of the best quarterbacks in the game today, going all the way down to the wire. Wow, what an amazing game. But to your point, obviously Green Bay looked like they had this game in the bag. Aaron Jones down there on the 1 yard line, try to punch that thing in. It looked like it was a touchdown, but obviously the referees felt a little bit different, or something that they saw on the film that I don't think anybody else saw led them to go ahead and overturn that play, leading them to continue to try to figure out a way to score a touchdown down there in the black zone. And Kennard came up with a great play on fourth down as Green Bay tried to go ahead for the 10-point lead, and it just didn't happen. Made a great play, turned it over right down there on downs. Kyler Murray gets the ball on the 1 yard line and goes all the way down to the 7 yard line, just for AJ Green to somehow, some way get distracted enough and not receive the ball. Interception. Green Bay wins.
Now, I have never played professional football, so obviously I don't understand it, but I'm sure people are screaming at AJ Green on their TVs, like, what is going on there? Is that just a miscommunication? Obviously, you don't know necessarily, but like, are they just on
Yeah.
different pages there?
I played football a lot of years, and I have no explanation. I do know that AJ Green is one of the most well-respected receivers in this league. His resume speaks for itself, but there is no explanation as we're watching the film there as to what happened. It might have been miscommunication. He might have thought that the play was called dead. He might have thought it was pass interference. Either way, you have to play until the whistle is absolutely dead, simply for reasons like we just saw there. They had an opportunity to at least go to overtime, and because of that one brain fart on that play, you cost your team the ability to play for more time, if not win the ball game.
Tough way to end it for sure, but obviously we can't take anything away from Green Bay. They came out and played huge on the road. Shouldn't be a surprise at this point because obviously Aaron Rodgers is as dominant as ever, and he really uplifts his team. They're dealing with a ton of injuries coming into this game. We didn't think he'd have anybody to throw the football to. Meanwhile, a bunch of injuries during the game. So does this just prove that Green Bay is always a threat to, make a deep run in the playoffs and win a big game?
Yeah, Mr. Discount Double Check does it again. This dude, somehow, some way, whenever the game is close, you just have if you have a feeling that he's going to find a way to get a W out of it. He's missing his two top receivers. Adams, both of his guys obviously out with COVID. Devontae Adams, arguably the league's best receiver, is out. And you had to come into this game trying to figure out exactly how are they going to generate offense against an Arizona Cardinals defense that was actually pretty doggone good, even without J.J. Watt. Somehow, some way, these guys were able to move the ball. Aaron Rodgers didn't have a great game statistically, but they had a great job. They did a great job on the ground with Dillon and the Jones, the two-headed monster. The offensive line was getting movement up front, and that allowed them to stay in good, manageable downs, and they were able to get enough points to win the ball game.
For Arizona, obviously, it's their first loss of the season. We don't know how serious Kyler Murray's injury is going to be. Obviously, that could dictate a lot. But what is this team going to look at? What are they going to see on film? And what are they going to need to work on to kind of come back around and not let this, spiral into more losses?
Yeah, well, first of all, they're going to get that last play figured out, figure out exactly what happened that negates their ability to win this ball game. But it's real easy as you look back at their stats. I mean, they had 2 turnovers. That's one thing they have to shore up. They were only 40% on third down efficiency. That's another area that they could shore up, especially with the run ability of Kyler Murray. That's really kind of inexcusable. Their ability, the weapons that they have at the receiver position, and his ability to create on the ground with his legs, they should be higher than 40% on that third down efficiency. So looking at those 2 areas there, third down and turnover margin, that's something that they can figure out immediately to put them in a better situation to win ball games.
This sure was a good one. I really secretly have my fingers crossed that we see them again in the playoffs because it was so good. Obviously, certainly lived up to the billing, Isaiah. Thank you for joining us. For more
Of course.
NFL action this weekend, you can check out Locked On Packers, Locked On Cardinals, and for Locked On NFL Insider Isaiah Stanbeck and myself, Kainani Stevens. Thank you for joining us. Locked On, your team every day. Welcome into another Locked On Insider.